Arthur the Rat. Once there was a young rat named Arthur who could never make up his mind. Whenever his friends asked him if he would like to go out with them, he would only answer, "I don't know." He would never say yes or no either. He would always shirk making a choice. His Aunt Helen said to him, "Now look here. No one is going to care for you. No one is going to care for you if you carry on like this. You have no more mind than a blade of grass." One rainy day, the rats heard a great noise in the loft. The pine rafters were all rotten, so that the barn was rather unsafe. At last the joist gave way and fell to the ground. The walls shook, and the rat's hair stood on end with fear and horror. "This won't do," said the captain. I'll send the scouts. I'll send out scouts to search for a new home." Within 5 hours, 10 scouts came back and said, "We found a stone house where there is room and board for us all. There is a kindly horse named Nellie, a cow, a calf, and a garden with an elm tree." The rats crawled out of their little houses and stood on the floor in a long line. The rats crawled out of their little houses and stood on the floor in a long line. Just then, the old one saw Arthur. "Stop," he ordered coarsely. "You are coming, of course." "I'm not certain," said Arthur, undaunted. "The roof may not come down yet." "Well," said the angry old rat, "we can't wait for you to join us. Right about face, march." Arthur stood and watched him hurry away. Arthur stood and watched him hurry away. Good Lord. Arthur stood and watched them hurry away. "I think I'll go tomorrow," he calmly said to himself. "But then again, I don't know. It's so nice and snug here." That night there was a big crash. In the morning some men, with some boys and girls, rode up and looked at the barn. One of them moved the board and saw the young rat, quite dead, half in and half out of his hole. Thus the shirker got his due. Kit. The quick little kitten thinks it bit a pretty big fish. The quick little kitten thinks it bit a pretty big fish. Dress. Many of Jeff's best friends slept in mesh tents in pleasant weather. Trap. The harrowing black cat dashes at any man and lands on the plaid carriage. Lot. The honest swan stops and acknowledges the fox dodging the bothered wasp. Strut. Mother loves butter that comes from the southern countryside. Foot. The butcher should put the pudding in the wooden nook to cook. Foot. The butcher should put the pudding in the wooden nook to cook. Bath. Can't half the staff ask to transfer to the enchanted castle in France? Cloth. Lawrence often offers Ross a Florida orange and horribly strongly frothy Boston coffee. Nurse. The early bird preferred the earthy worm. Fleece. These unique machines teach people to speak and reason. Face. The raven waits until late day for the great wave to break. Palm. Father and Ma said to calm the facade in the Nevada Plaza. Thought. The small walrus caught the hawk in the salty water. Goat. The rose slowly grows in Owen's old grove. Goose. Beautiful music booms and humans move to the groove. Price. The shy writer types at night to fight the silence in my mind. I don't enunciate like that. Price. The shy writer types at night to fight the silence in my mind. Choice. The spoiled boy hoists the toy from the soil. Mouth. Mountains of flowers crowd the grounds around the house. Near. Deirdre's fear seriously interferes with her ideal career. Square. Beware of scare fairies, rare mares, and scary prairie bears. Start. The Sahara party marvels at the far star on the safari. North. Laura's warm aura reforms Thor's horse for the important war. Force. The adorable boar snores hoarsely and notoriously hoards imported pork. All right, cure. The tourist endures rural tours of Europe and procures gourmet bourbon. Happy. The coffee, salami, spaghetti, and macaroni are ready. Letter. Sugar covers the tiger's whiskers. Comma. Bertha's and Cinderella's saga is a drama. R. Richard, Wilbur, and Harry are running around the treacherous river. L. Linda and Allie pull belly muscles laughing laboriously. Ng. The singing mockingbird is swinging on the ring and dings the awning. The thespians gather and breathe 3 authentic breaths together. H. Harry and Hillary happily harvest heaps of herbs behind the beehive. Yod. The cute, dutiful blue cuckoo resumes cooing suitable tunes enthusiastically. W. Will and Drew whistle and the wind blows between the whimsical weeping willows. Ing. Mrs. Fanning is walking and hiking in Wyoming. S. Susie lives in her sister's house on Easy Street with her Siamese cats and Siberian husky dogs. Whenever I was having a time where I was like, I want to, like, this is terrible, or like, this sucks, or I want to quit, I would just thank God, and kind of like God in the, I'm not like a specific Christian at this point in my life, so it was just like, maybe whatever God is there, like maybe God the Father, or it could be God, the universal energy that connects us all, or some like monistic God, whatever higher power is out there. I was just like, thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this, and thank you for giving me like a body that makes me able to do this. So I like was constantly practicing gratitude, and then when I was like seeing a great view, I'd also just like try to get into that habit of just like really giving thanks. And I was doing that before the Camino, but like just walking really kind of allowed me to get in like a very good habit of that. They showed us this movie, The Way, and from what I remember, it's like pretty cheesy. It's very much, remember, it's very over the top. Like the son dies on the Camino. I'm like, I remember like reflecting midway through the Camino. I'm like, how would you die on this? How would you die? Like, but I was like, oh. All right, so that was in the back of my head, and I had a couple months, and I'm like, well, I don't have the skills to do like 3 months of the Appalachian Trail, because you can really like die doing that. That's like deep wood stuff. So I was like, all right, well, I'll go to Spain, improve my atrocious Spanish. I went from atrocious to terrible. Yeah, and so I was like, get to go to Europe for a little bit, get to see a lot of a country I haven't seen.